Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be playing some Lex, because there is a talent for Lex that people have been sleeping on for quite literally years, and it has just now seen some time in the limelight thanks to the recent Discovery nerfs. And that talent is, of course, Heroism, which is actually quite absurd, especially when paired with one card in particular that, well, means that you can spam Heroism like absolute crazy. But before we get into that real quick, I want to say that I'm actually taking a bit of a vacation this week. It's Thanksgiving week in the United States here, and I haven't had time off in a while, so I'm going to be just not really streaming, not really doing anything YouTube related for this week. But unlike the last breaks that I've had on my channel, I actually have a bunch of videos planned to release to you guys. So apart from the lack of streams and the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt for literally the entire week, you guys wouldn't know that I was on vacation unless I told you. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that. That's why there's no streams this week. And yeah, still got a lot of videos planned for you, so yeah, hope you enjoy. But yeah, Heroism basically is a talent that gives you immunity to crowd control and 90% damage reduction while using combat slide, which is absurd. That is just a lot of stats to get on a talent. That's more powerful than Mother's Grace. And when you pair it with Wicked Don't Rest at level 5 and a build like this, you can spam them like crazy and get a bunch of movement speed at the same time. So we're going to do that. We're going to get some Rezo, because they actually have a lot of crowd control on that team. And we're going to head out. I'm late to the party, but Cassie's not even showing up. Oh, brilliant. Well, let me see what I can do against this Vora over here. And yeah, what Wicked Don't Rest does is it basically... Ooh, I lost her. Ah! Hold on, I'm bad. Hold on, I'm bad. What it does is it gives you cooldown reduction for every single weapon shot that you hit on an enemy, right? So I hit Vora once, I get cooldown reduction. I hit Vora twice, I get cooldown reduction. It's so much cooldown reduction. And considering how fast Lex shoots and how high the card scales, you can literally get a new slide every basically like second or so. And you don't even need Chronos for it. Like, Chronos, it's already such a low cooldown that you don't need Chronos in the first place, really? And especially with how fast its card scales, I mean, you literally, there's no point in buying Chronos. And we just get so many slides. I mean, look at how much I can just slide around right now. And it allows me to dodge, or really just block, like, so much damage. It is insane. And, ooh, crap, hold on. Get a slide, run away, okay, we're fine. And yeah, that pairs really nicely with the rest of Lex's kit. I mean, we have free wall hacks, we have aim hacks. Obviously, I can just pop this out, get some aim hacks. I have an execute ultimate, the only AoE execute ultimate in the game. And I have really good damage. Now, obviously, the burst damage isn't going to be as strong as Discovery. And that kind of brings me into the second point, of this video, which is explaining why this is meta now and not previously. And that really has a lot to do with the Discovery nerf. So, Discovery scaled really well before. It scaled up to, I believe, 25%. And that is just a lot of extra damage. I mean, it gives Lex some of the best damage in the game. And that talent got nerfed to 15% in, well, this year. It was like a few months ago, something like that. Which was a deserved nerf, of course. Discovery was just so toxic to go against. But because you don't get as much of a buff from Discovery anymore, it means that you can a lot more... freely just pick this talent because you're not missing out on that much damage, relatively. And this talent provides just such absurd buffs, and people were really just sleeping on this talent because of that damage buff of Discovery. And then Death Hastens, I mean, listen, I prefer Death Hastens, because that's just what I like, I don't like the screen shake, I don't like the fast-firing pistols. Not for me. And, it's a more popular talent on PC, I think. But where you see Lex primarily played is actually on controller, and that's because of aim assist. Lex is one of the best champions in the game to use aim assist with, because he has high hit scan DPS. He can hit a lot of headshots, and the aim assist also, by the way, really helps out when you're trying to deal with all of that recoil that he has, which, he's got a lot of recoil, a lot of screen shake. That can be tough to deal with for someone who's on keyboard and mouse like myself, but aim assist really helps with mitigating the effect of that. And so what you end up with on controller is a character who has a lot of high burst that, is most reliable on controller with that PC aim assist, right? And then you've got, your wall hacks, your aim hacks, your AoE execute ultimate, and then now you've got Heroism, giving you 90% damage reduction every couple of seconds, as well as crowd control, which is just like, huh? How? How is this fair? It's not fair? Lex has never been fair? And so yeah, you've been seeing a lot more Heroism recently. I've seen actually quite a few Heroism players in ranked of all places. And they've been doing really good, which is, you know, generally a good indication that something is powerful, right? So, yeah, quite an interesting phenomenon. And this talent literally has not changed in years. Heroism has been the exact same. This cooldown reset card has been the exact same for literally years. And only now it's seeing, you know, its time in the spotlight, which I find to be very fascinating, because it's never necessarily been bad. I guess maybe bad in comparison to Old Discovery in terms of the amount of burst that Old Discovery had, but I mean, you can't deny 90% damage reduction in crowd control immunity. It is absolutely absurd. And I'm not even really that good at Lex, and we're still able to do pretty good here. And yeah, I mean, it's just because this is pretty busted. Let me review the build again real quick, just to clarify some of the stuff in this build, because I didn't have a lot of time at the start. Wicked Don't Rest. 25% cooldown reduction on combat slide for each enemy hit by my weapons. 4 weapon shots, and I have my combat slide back. I have Requip at level 1 for a little bit of ammo. And then we have Juke Boots for extra health, just a good card to have. And Warrants Out for 40% movement speed for 2 seconds after combat slide ends. And this is basically permanent uptime on this card, because of how low the cooldown of Combat Slide is. Even though it only lasts for 2 seconds, the cooldown of Combat Slide, if I'm constantly shooting shots, is about 1 second. So, yeah. Basically permanent uptime on 40% increased movement speed, and then we have a little bit of travel distance on Combat Slide as well. And, you know what? Let me get some kill to heal as well, just because I'm not really getting, you know, that much sustain in this build. That's the one thing it kind of lacks, is actually bringing my health back up. It only does a really good job of keeping my health high, you know, making me not take that much damage. But yeah. Let's just keep trying to win this game here. Oh no, he tried to shoot me anyways. Oop, he actually did that. We can do this, just dodge that Sarah Assault. Oop, run away. Alright, the damage reduction keeps me alive for now. Oh, I can't stop and execute, though. Can't stop and execute, but hey, I mean, we survived that Andrew ult, at least. Bit of a sketchy situation there. Tell you what, though, this is it's still pretty awkward for me to play. I think part of why people might not necessarily like the slide spam, even though it is strategically very good, is because it's very clunky. You notice how awkward it is for me to try and turn my camera. That's because I can only turn, you know, a certain degree to my right or left. I can't look behind me while I'm sliding. Which, you know, that makes sense. Logically, realistically, you know, it'd be very hard to slide in one direction and then turn your head around a full 180 and look the other direction. That'd be a little bit impossible, especially for someone who's not magical like Lex. You know, he's just a lawman with aim assist. But yeah, it does result in him being very clunky if you're used to someone like basically any of the high mobility flanks in this game, right? Andro, Eevee, Maeve, Seven, Vatu, all of them have their heads on a swivel. They can turn in any direction while they use their dashes, and it's really fluid. And Lex can't do that. So for me, that feels really clunky as an Eevee main, right? Hello. Okay. Am I saying that should be changed? I don't know. I mean, it does make sense, and I don't think we should necessarily be buffing Lex, especially for a playstyle like this. But, you know, it is just something that kind of, I guess, makes me not want to play this character as much. Besides the fact that I generally just don't like his weapons and stuff, too. You know, I'm not a huge Lex fan. That's why I don't cover him much on the channel. That's why I haven't been singing the praises of Heroism before, because I mean, frankly, I don't really want to play Lex, you know? Not my cup of tea. But you can't deny how strong he is. Let's try and head back out here and see if we can make this push happen. Taking a bit of damage here. Hopefully Barrack will be okay. I need to deal with the flanks in our backline right now. Atlas is just behind us right now. He's going to take just an insane amount of damage. And I think I can get that Andro. I've got my wall hacks on him. There we go. He dies. Perfect. Barrack's bringing out his dome shield, but Vor's going to ult him. Oh, man, and there's nothing I can do about that. I might die here. Yeah, I'm dead here. I can't 3v1 like that. I only have 90% damage reduction and crowd control immunity for about 50% of the time. Okay, give me a break. Let me get kill to heal 3. Let me get some Nimble, because Nimble's fun. I like it. We can stack it with the movement speed. I don't know if we're going to touch again, though. Varric's going for it. He's going to take a lot of damage, and Io's not able to heal him. Come here, Vora! Ooh. Oh, that last shot came out of nowhere. Okay, well, I guess I end up killing her in slow-mo. That was really awkward. But yeah, I mean, geez, we are 24-5 right now, and I'm not even a controller player. And I always have to specify, right? Whenever people complain about aim assist, it's almost exclusively PC aim assist. We're not talking about Timmy on his Xbox here, right? Because on PC, when you plug in the controller, if you have, you know, a good gaming rig, like I do, I have 144 FPS right now. It's locked up my monitor's refresh rate, but, you know, I can get hundreds of FPS if I don't do that. Actually, I am in full screen, so I'm not entirely sure why it's locked. It should be going up to 300. I don't know, kind of confusing. But yeah, if you have, you know, really high frame rates that can go above what consoles can put out, right? Most consoles are like 60, or I think some of them can do like 120 now, but Paladins might still be locked at 60. I have no idea. The point is, if you can get more FPS than that, then your aim assist apparently just gets stronger. And you also don't have input delay on PC, right? So you generally have a lot of really good stuff there. And that makes you way stronger with the aim assist than Timmy on his Xbox, right? And when you're playing against a player like that, especially one who's sweaty, and who actually has, you know, good dexterity on their controller as well, it feels impossible to play against some of those hit-scan players, man. And Lex is one of those candidates who is really, really good in a situation like that, you know? And yeah, I'm not even doing that. I don't even play Lex that often. My aim has been pretty average this match, I think. Aw, crap, I didn't have my dash for that. Eee! Oh, I survived long enough for Evie to get the kill. Let's go. But yeah, I'm by no means a great Lex player, and we're still just absolutely shredding right now. Lex is just, he is something else, man. Truly one of the characters in this game.
It's overtime.
I always wondered how they approved of this character as a design concept. Because, you know, even though some people find him to be fun to play, right? And I won't necessarily disagree. I mean, even though he's not for me, I can see why people have fun with this guy. And conceptually, the idea of a lawman and a bounty hunter is pretty cool. When you just look at Lex on paper, it's like, okay, we're going to add this character who has akimbo pistols that do insane amounts of hit scan damage and can headshot. And then we're going to give him wall hacks, and then we're going to give him an ability that's literally just aim hacks. And then we're going to give him an AoE execute. And then we're going to give him really good cards, like movement speed after his dash, basically permanent dashes, like the cooldown reduction card is insane. We'll give him some health. We'll give him a lot of lifesteal on his retribution target. We'll give him basically a full heal after he kills somebody. We'll give him all of these really good cards. And we'll call him balanced. Yeah, and then we'll give him talents. We'll give him talents that are just some of the best talents in the game. 2 of them, anyways. Here's a raw DPS increase against your retribution target on your already insane DPS. Here's 90% damage reduction and crowd control immunity on your dash that has basically a 1-second cooldown as long as you're diligent. Balance. Like, you do have to wonder how that ever got approved by Hi-Rez. But of course, Lex came out at a time where they were cranking champions out like crazy. I remember this because I was around back in the day, you know? I'm a Paladins boomer. I was here for Lex's release. And Lex came out at a time when they were just cranking out characters like there was no tomorrow. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys in the comments, you know, watching this video right now, remember, you know, like 2022, 2021, where it felt like they were just dumping just a bunch of cheap champions into this game, patch after patch after patch, and, you know, that was all they did. It's just, oh, here's a new champion every patch. Enjoy. It was way worse. I mean, they were releasing a new champion in 2022, 2021, like once every, what, like, I don't know, 2 to 3 months? Try 2 to 3 weeks. That's the era of time where Lex was designed. I mean, geez, they were going crazy. I mean, just think about that. Multiple champions in a month. Like, 2 champions in a month. That was, at one point, Paladin's, like, design philosophy. Like, they were going ham. Oh, his wall blocked it, okay. It's like Lex, Vivian, Xin are the big 3 that I remember from that time as being, like, they pumped those out. Like, super, super fast. And I think that's probably why Lex has a very questionable design. And the same can be said for Vivian and Xin. All 3 of them have kind of questionable designs, you know? And I mean, Xin might be the least egregious of the 3 because at least he's interesting. Lex and Vivian are just like, ugh. Put a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, I'm very glad they don't release champions that quickly. I'm actually very happy with the current rate at which they're releasing champions, you know? Oh, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad! Thank you, team! Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at controlling Lex's weapons. But yeah, I'm very happy with the current rate at which they're releasing champions. I know it's the slowest they've done in a very long time, but I think that's a good thing, especially at this stage in the game. Because they have released so many champions in this game at this point. And you know, eventually there are just so many champions that it becomes really hard for a new player to pick up the game, right? Like TF2 has 9 characters. And that game, 15 years later, still has, you know, hundreds of thousands of players. Meanwhile, Paladins has, like, what, 60 now or something like that? And, yeah, I mean, when you add that onto the fact that we have this item store and these loadouts and talents and all these special crowd control effects and stuff like that, it becomes a lot for a new player to pick up. And so at some point, you know, there's too much bloat in your character roster. And yeah, not to mention how hard that, you know, is to balance, right? It's a lot easier to balance 9 characters than it is to balance 60. So yeah, I'm glad that they're slowing down champion releases. And also, you know, if they slow down champion releases, that means they get to spend more time actually designing the character, and we get higher quality champions as a result. I mean, look at Nyx. Honestly, I think Nyx is one of the better champions we've gotten in the past year or so. And yeah, I mean, she is one of those champions. So yeah, they had a lot more time to design her for, and she was the you know, the season 6 release as well. And, you know, she's obviously been ridiculously strong, but power level aside, I mean, she's a pretty cool character. She's got a lot of, you know, cool stuff going on with her kit. She's fun to play. I like her. And, you know, similar things could be said for Omen, although he's a bit, you know, he's a bit wonky right now because of the more card. But I do like the combo-based gameplay that he has. Although, yeah, probably not the best example of this design philosophy of spending more time on a character equates to a higher quality character. Anyways, I mean, let me know what you think. Do you think they're releasing characters too slowly now? Or, you know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also let me know what you think about Lex, of course. And the new, well, not really new, Heroism talent. Just Heroism being in the meta now. This is what people are playing on Lex now, and apparently it's pretty absurd. I mean, we went 16-7 there, and I barely play Lex. So let me know what you think about that. And yeah, also if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the YouTube things. If you want to support me, please consider clicking the join button down below. You can become a member for a very, very low price, and you can support me in the process, get some stuff back in return. It's a great deal, if you ask me. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.